Good morning, my dear students. In a series of lectures concerned with the environmental issues, I am going to take up a few more issues in this lecture. Now, what are these issues that's going to form the crux of today's discussion is what is called as acid rain, soil erosion, desertification and deforestation. Once again I repeat, acid rain, soil erosion, desertification and deforestation. Acid rain is the rain becoming acidic and then it is pouring on the soil so that the soil is also becoming acidic. Acidic rain is one of the reasons for soil erosion. And the desertification, the water bodies are lost and the whole world is becoming more or less like a desert. Deforestation, the removal of the plants from the face of the earth. So these are all some of the environmental issues that we are encountering in our today's life. One by one we will take up the issues. First one, acid rain. Any precipitation where pH of the precipitation is below 5.6 is called acidic precipitation. Below 5.6. You know this scale, I think. pH 7 is the neutral. Below that it is acidic. Above that it is alkaline. So when it is becoming 5.6, even that is more than acidic, maybe rain, maybe snow, or it may be a hailstorm, dew, mist, whatever it is. So it becomes acidic in nature. If it is rain, you are going to call it as an acidic rain. Natural process cause acidity below pH 7. Okay. Below 7 pH. See beautifully. See, this is a neutral. 7 is a neutral. It's a pure water. And its pH is a 7. Okay, it's a neutral. This level. Below that, 6, 5.6, all these things, they are normal rain. Up to 5, it is normal rain, a little bit acidic. Normally it will be like that. But you see, when it is coming 4 to 5, it is no, I won't call it as acidic rain. It is just a pouring acid on you. It is just like a pouring acid on you. When it is becoming 3 and 4 pH, it is highly acidic and cannot live. Battery acid, which is corroding your skin, the moment you touch it, it will just eat up your skin within immediately. Now that is 1 and 2 pH level. It is this acidic rain is only a little bit lower than that. So acidic rain is mostly like the battery acid rain, which is very dangerous. Okay, we are not that much interested in discussing about this area. In the acid rain, we are more concerned about this area. Okay, fine. How is it formed? It is formed due to the dissolution of acidifying gases such as sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, maybe nitric oxide, nitrous oxide, nitric oxide, different type of, that's why you have put NYX, carbon dioxide, during the formation of rain, coal, petroleum, fertilizer manufacture, pollutants from burning of fuels, industrial smoke and automobile. They are also contributing factors for acidic rain. Once again I repeat, in the gases you have got a sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen and then the carbon dioxide. They form the main ingredients for acidic rain. Only those are responsible? No. Other things are also responsible. What are the other things responsible for the acidic rain? Coal, petroleum, fertilizer manufacture, pollutants from the burning of fuels, industrial smoke, and automobile exhaust is more important. Today, the two-wheelers, four-wheelers, six-wheelers, eight-wheelers, what not? Just imagine, so much of automobiles, and that exhaust is a major contributing factor today for the, what is called as the greatest problem that we are facing today in the form of what is called as an acid rain. They are responsible for acid rain. Where it is formed? Wet precipitations are formed high in the atmosphere where the clouds roam. Acidifying gases are carried upward by air currents mixed with the raindrops during the rain formation and form respective acids and make the rain acidic. So this is the methods. So 4 steps are involved here. What are? Wet precipitations, they are formed high in the atmosphere where the clouds are there. Where the clouds are roaming, wet precipitations are formed. This is step number 1. Precipitations are formed in the clouds. Then they are carried upward by the air currents, acidifying gases. These gases, we have told sulfur dioxide for different forms of sulfur, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, all these gases, they go up. They are carried by the air current, and these gases along with the raindrop, both of them are mixing. Mix with the raindrops, they get mixed up during the rain formation, and a particular rain is formed. Maybe the rain with nitric acid, a rain with sulfuric acid, a rain with carbonic acid. Like that, what gas is more in that particular area and what is getting mixed up with the dew drops and raindrops, that type of rain you are going to get in that particular area. So this is the way how the acid rain is formed. So acid rain is in process. So what happens? This is a very big industry, and the gas is going up. Okay. So they get mixed up with the clouds, and then it is pouring as a rain in all the fields. So this industry is causing the problem to the land. Acidic rain kills plant life. It pollutes the rivers, and it pollutes the streams, and it is polluting even the stonework. So acidic gases like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides released into the atmosphere, they go and then they get mixed with the cloud, they get mixed with the rain, and then they pour as a acidic rain. Okay, fine. Now we have understood that the different industries are mostly responsible for this acidic rain. The industries emitting the oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur, oxides of carbon, all these they go up and then they get mixed with the different water bodies. Water bodies means water bodies in the form of the cloud, dew, snow, etc. And then they pour as a rain, acidic rain. And what effect it is going to have on the human life? See, first one, aquatic life is affected. See, all the living organisms in this world, fishes, prawns, and all these organisms, they are very comfortable. They live only in a particular type of water. See, each and every organism in this world is created by the nature to live in a particular environment. A crab which is living in an ocean or a sea cannot live in a river. That's why you call it a pond crab, then a river crab, and then you have got what is known as an ocean crab. Different varieties are there. Similarly, fishes also. Each and every living organism in this world has got its own environment. When such is the condition, if the water is going to become more acidic, then how these organisms will live? Certain organisms may be adapting themselves to live in the acidic condition. That's a different matter. Okay, saline resistant plants are there, halophytes are there, so they are adapted for that. But all living organisms cannot live in that way. See, when the acidity is increasing in the water, all the organisms will not be able to live. So the aquatic life is affected. Then number 2, lakes become dead. See, if the acid rain is going to be there, and if the whole lake is going to be filled with the water which is acidic, then how is it? Then it becomes a dead lake. Chlorosis, the loss of the chlorophyll. Necrosis, death of the leaf. Defoliation, the falling of the leaves in the plants. So these are all some of the problems related to the plants because of acidic rain. Dying forest syndrome. See, the forests are dying. Acidification of a soil, leaching of a minerals, and erosion of a soil microflora is very, very important. It is these soil microflora which are very important for agriculture. See, if the soil microflora are not there, then you can't even imagine agriculture. It is these soil microflora which are contributing to the good amount of a crop that we are getting by agriculture. So they are getting eroded. Then corrosion. The metals are getting corroded. The marbles are getting corroded. So erosion, corrosion, all these things are taking place because of the acid rain. Okay. Note down in the form of the points so that it becomes easy for you to remember, my dear children. Okay, fine, that's good. So once again I repeat, aquatic life is affected, lakes become dead, chlorosis, necrosis and defoliation occurs, forests are dying, soil is getting leached, soil is getting acidified, minerals are getting leached, microflora are getting eroded, metals are becoming corroded. So these are all some of the problems that we are getting because of acid rain. How they are formed. Carbon dioxide with the water is forming the carbonic acid. Sulfur dioxide with the water is forming the sulfuric acid. Nitrous oxide, nitric acid and the oxides of nitrogen when combined with the water is forming the nitric acid or nitrous acid, etc. Sulfuric acid is the most major component of these. Okay, sulfuric acid is a major contributing problem to the acid rain of these. Formation of acid rain. Once again, this slide also shows very beautifully how it is taking place. Sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, then is a sulfur dioxide and nitric oxide, different forms of nitric oxides. Okay. So they go up and then they form in the cloud and then they pour as a rain. Only a modified version of an earlier slide that I showed to you. See the effect of acid rain. Before 1880s, before acidic level was only 5 to 5.6 to 4 points, so not too much. So the foliar portion of the leaf, they are all very, very nice, not that much affected. See now it has come to 3.7 acidic level to 4.4 or 3.9, and here it is a soil one is a 5, 4, 3.7. These are all very high ranges, acidic ranges. Here it is only 6. comparative picture of 100 years, 1880, what happened in 1880s and 1980s. See how much of a change. Compare the acidic level. 5.6 has become 4, 5.5 has become 5, then 5.6 has become 3.9, 6 has become 4.6. See, though so much of a change in the acidity in the water, environment, everywhere. See how the chlorosis, this is a normal plant, Chlorosis, you know the definition? The loss of chlorophyll in the plants. See, the chlorophyll needs everything in a normal condition for its development. And the water that it is sucking from the earth, from the soil, is going to be acidic. Then what will happen? Then it cannot produce the chlorophyll in the normal way. So the chlorophyll loss will be there. This is what is called as chlorosis. Now, the death of the forest trees. See the forest. Is this a forest? It is just it gives a picture as if the sticks are just standing. Complete defoliation, total defoliation. All the leaves have fallen because of the acidity in that soil that has increased, and then it goes up, and then these leaves have fallen down. These leaves themselves may be dangerous to the other microorganisms, the soil microorganisms. Dead lakes, see the beautiful lake, how beautiful the lake is. Now you see the lake, how it has become because of this acid rain. Next we are going to another dark aspect of this environmental problems or environmental issues, that is what is called as improper resource utilization, degradation. How the degradation is taking place by the improper resource utilization and maintenance. You don't properly utilize the nature and you don't maintain it. Because of that you are getting some problem. The soil erosion, desertification, waterlogging, soil salinity. These are all some of the problems which happen due to the improper maintenance, improper utilization. The degradation of natural resources can occur not just by the action of pollutants but also by, so pollution alone is not a problem. The improper resource utilization is becoming another very big problem. The soil is getting eroded. The globe is becoming deserted. Waterlogging is there everywhere, and the soil is becoming more saline in nature, unsuitable for the crops to grow there. So these are all some of the other related problems. See, one by one we are discussing. Soil erosion and desertification. The development of the fertile topsoil takes centuries. See, a beautiful statement in biology. See, you have got the soil, the earth's surface, and then you have got the soil. And for this soil to be formed, it takes not one day or other, it takes many thousands of years. What we have given here is a less number, not even centuries. It takes thousands of years for the nature, for the soil to be formed in its own way. The way in which it can support the agriculture, the way in which the plants can grow upon it. For that the soil to become that much potential, it takes years together. Nature is taking a very long time to produce that soil. It is by the fragmentation of the mountains, rocks. It is taking place in its own way in the nature. The soil formation is another beautiful topic in biology. How the soil is formed in nature. So it takes a long time for the soil to be produced on the face of this earth. But that soil, because of the human activity, we are damaging that. See, but it can be removed very easily due to the human activities like over cultivation. unrestricted grazing, deforestation, poor irrigation practices. These are all some of the problems for we are losing the soil. The soil which is a gift of the nature, the soil which the nature has given to us to support the human life, to support the animal life, to support the plant life, that golden soil, that soil we are damaging because of these four contributory factors. What are the overcultivation? Today, because of their anxiety, not anxiety, I won't call it as an anxiety. It is what is called as, let me get a beautiful word in that. It's, you are not over ambitious also. You become more, what is called as, what is called, I cannot. You become ambitious. You become, and because of that, you go for 12 months of a continuous cultivation. And then unrestricted greedy, I mean, that word I got it, greediness. You can't call it as an ambition also. It is a greediness. Because of your greediness, you are making the soil to produce the crop for the 12 months. Then unrestricted grazing is there by the cattle. Deforestation is taking place continuously, and poor irrigation also you are giving to the soil. Because of these factors, soil is getting eroded. When large barren patches extend and meet over time, a desert is created. So, how a desert is created? How a desert is created? So, it is a barren patches extended and meet over a long period, it is becoming a desert. Internationally, it has been now recognized that desertification is a major problem nowadays. See, it has become a major problem. There is the, what is known as, even in agricultural, among the agriculturalists, there is a move that Tamil Nadu should be announced as a desert area, unfit for cultivation, and the government should support all the farmers. See? They say what once upon a time, a part of Tamil Nadu, Tanjore, it was called as a granary of Tamil Nadu. Granary of Tamil Nadu. So many varieties of paddies were cultivated in Tanjore area, and then it was supplying it for the whole country. See, this Tamil Nadu, this golden Tamil Nadu, today is slowly becoming a desert. And people say that it has to be announced as a desert so that they will be getting the financial support from the government of Tamil Nadu and the government of India. When people want to announce that as a desert area. So, this desertification is taking place mainly because of this urbanization. Increase over, I am a little bit, I am not supporting this word, increased urbanization. It is, you called over urbanization. Maximum urbanization has taken place, and this urbanization has resulted in the desertification. Okay, so when large barren patches extend and meet over time, a desert is created. Internationally, it has been now recognized that desertification is a major problem nowadays, particularly due to the increased urbanization. Waterlogging and soil salinity is another very big problem in the environmental issues. Irrigation without a proper drainage of water leads to waterlogging. So, irrigation without proper drainage. When you are pouring water into a field, to a plant, there should be a proper drainage system also, because a portion of the water alone is absorbed by the plant. The leftover water should not stand on that land. Then if it is standing on that land, then it will be becoming a reason for the growth of the different aquatic fungus. Different type of insects will grow. Mosquitoes will breed. So a proper drainage should be there. So an irrigation with proper drainage is the best thing for an agriculture. You got the irrigation without a proper drainage system, then that will be leading to what is called as waterlogging. Besides affecting the crops, waterlogging draws salt to the surface of the soil. The salt then is deposited as a thin crust on the land surface and starts collecting at the root of the plants. Now, I hope you understand this problem. See, in a field, you have got the plants, standing plants. Okay. Now, when you are pouring water, when you are sending water, this water should be drained properly, should be given an outlet, and the remaining water should go out. If it is not taking place, if the water is standing on this, then when it is getting evaporated, the salt will be deposited, you will be getting the salt. This salt will go to the root of the plants, and then this will be affecting the life of the plant. Okay, that's what I make it very clear here. Besides affecting the crop, waterlogging draws salt to the surface of the soil. The salt then is deposited as a thin crust on the land surface and starts collecting at the roots of the plant. This increased salt content is dangerous to the growth of crops and is extremely damaging to the agriculture. Waterlogging and soil salinity are some of the problems that have come in the wake of Green Revolution. Okay, see, because of this Green Revolution, the waterlogging is there, and then soil salinity is there. These are all some of the problems that we are facing because of the Green Revolution. Green Revolution has contributed a lot to the human welfare. The whole population was suffering from the dearth of the food. There was not sufficient food for the people. The Green Revolution has settled all these problems. We had enough food, but at the same time, it has resulted in some of the problems to the environment also. That also we should not forget. Last one is the desertification. The desertification is the conversion of the forested areas to the non-forested ones. Almost 40% of the forest, just listen to the data that I am giving. Beautiful data, these are all. See, almost 40% of the forest have been lost in the tropical forest compared to only 1% in the temperate region. See, how the tropical regions have been much affected. The tropical region is the most affected regions of the world. Nearly 40% of the forest are lost. 40% is what? Nearly half of the forest are gone. Half of the forest in the world, in the tropical forest, they are gone. But in the temperate zones, is only 1% is lost, because man is not able to go there, and then in the temperate forest he is not able to do any deforestation work. Human inhabitation itself is very less in the temperate zones when compared to the tropical zones. So man is more active only in the tropical and subtropical regions. Man is not feeling comfortable in the temperate zones. So that much damage has not taken place for the plants in these areas. Good for the plants. At the beginning of the 20th century, forests covered about 30% of the land. In the land area, 30% was the forest area. See, but forest area, 33% minimum should be there according to the recommendation. In the plains, minimum 33% of the land area should be a forest, and in the hills, minimum 67% should be the forest. This has been advocated by the National Forest Policy. When such is going to be the condition, by the end of this century, it will shrink to 19.4%. See the pathetic condition. See the pathetic condition. See, at the beginning of this 20th century, forest coverage was only 30%. But even this 30% is not sufficient. The government of a national forest policy says you must have a minimum of 33% of forest cover in the plain and 67% of forest cover in the hills. Compare this 33% and the present, not present, earlier 30%. And now it has come to 20%. It is shrinking and shrinking. It is going down. 33%, 30% has become 20%. Whereas the need is more. You must plant more trees to make it into a better forest to reach the 33% from the 30%. But it is getting reduced. See the problem that we are having about the deforestation. Once upon a time it was only 30, about in the beginning of this century, that is in the 20th century, that is in the 901, ending with 2000. It was 30%. It has come to 20%. Whereas we need for the best life to live in this world, for the animals and for the human to live in this world, you need minimum 33% of a forest coverage in your land. And of course in the hills you need 67%. But there is what is known as a shrinking of the forest area. A number of human activities have contributed to the deforestation. The conversion of the forest into agricultural land, that is a one big problem. What do you do normally? We go to the forest, we fell down all the trees, burn all the trees, convert it into ashes, and that ash is using as a manure, and then it is made as an agricultural land or a cultivable land. Okay, this is the usual practice that we are having. This agricultural practice has made the forest to become deforested. Trees are axed for timber, firewood, cattle grazing, and for several other purposes. If that is going to be the condition, we are going to have more deforestation. See how much of this photography shows very beautifully how the trees are being cut and then carried by the people. Like this, millions and millions of wooden logs are being carried by the natives, and a lot of forests have already been cleaned up. Timber, firewood, colonization, agriculture, zoom cultivation, plantation, NTFP collection, it's a forest products. These are all the contributing factors for the deforestation. See, I was discussing about the way in which the process are being enhanced. In this, there are different methods of agriculture are there. One is a slash and burn agriculture. The trees are cut and then they are burnt, and then it is made into ash, and then that area is made suitable for agricultural purposes. The farmers cut down the trees of the forest and burn the plants remains. The ash is used as a fertilizer, and the land is then used for farming and cattle grazing. After cultivation, the area is left for several years. Now, this normally is for 14 years. Okay. So, when the tribals are living in an area, they make use of this cultivation, and then once they find that the soil has lost its virginity, has lost its potentiality, when they find that the soil is no more suitable for the raising of the crop, they move from that place and they go to some other place, and then they live there, and then they return to the original place after 14 years. Now what happens, because of this changed scenario, people come back to the same place very shortly. They have curtailed this time, and then once again they want to make use of the land for the agricultural purpose. So they don't give the sufficient time for the land to recoup itself. You don't give sufficient time. So what happens? It is losing its what is known as potentiality. The farmers then moved to other areas and repeat this process. In earlier days when gym cultivation was in prevalence, enough time gap was given such that it's mostly 14 years, such that the balance, the land recovered from the effect of cultivation. With increasing population and repeated cultivation, this recovery phase, this time gap, the recovery phase is done away with, and that has resulted in the deforestation. Consequences of deforestation. One of the major effects is enhanced carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere. So consequences, it has enhanced the carbon dioxide concentration, because when there is no plant in this world, the carbon dioxide usage will be minimized. It is the plants which make use of the carbon dioxide. Okay, so the plants are not there, so the carbon dioxide concentration will be increasing. That will result once again in the acid rain and other related factors, because trees that could not hold a lot of carbon in the air, biomass are lost with deforestation. Deforestation also causes a loss of biodiversity. That's another very important point. Due to habitat destruction, disturb the hydrologic cycle, causes a soil erosion, and may lead to desertification in extreme cases. Then what we have to do? We have to do the reforestation. Reforestation is a process of restoring a forest that once existed but was removed at some point of time in the past. Reforestation may occur naturally in a deforested area. If you just leave a forest, if you just leave a place without any disturbance, there is no human impact on that. No human impact. You just leave it like that. Say after 20 years, it will automatically become a forest. You need not do anything in that. You need not do anything. You need not go and plant anything there. Nature has got that capacity. In these 20 years, time is more than sufficient for an area to become a forest. If you just leave a place uncared for many years, you will see that it has become more bushy, more trees will come. Automatically the plants will start growing over it. So the forest they have formed in a natural way. So you need not take any steps to bring the forest. It's not at all needed. So if you just leave it, the reforestation may occur automatically in an area. But you are only deforesting that. So however we can speed up by planting trees with a due consideration to biodiversity that earlier existed. The government of India has recently instituted Amrita Devi Bishnovi Wildlife Protection Award for individuals or communities from rural areas that have shown extraordinary courage and dedication in protecting the wildlife. You must have heard about this Amrita Devi. Now, she was a tribal, and when the people went there to collect to cut down, to axe down the trees, she embraced the tree and then she told, you can kill me, first you cut down me and then you cut the trees. This is what she told. The people who went to cut down the trees, they were persisting on this Amrita Devi to go away from that place because they wanted to cut down the trees. But this lady insisted that she will not leave the plant alone, and if they want to cut down the trees, they have to first axe her down and then only they will be permitted to cut down the trees. Finally, they killed her, and then only they were able to axe down the trees. So in the name of her name, they have announced the award, that is a Wildlife Protection Award. Let's call it an Amrita Devi Bishnoi Wildlife Protection Award. In 1974, local women showed enormous bravery in protecting trees from the acts of contractors by hugging them. People all over the world have acclaimed the Chipko movement. Today, when I am giving this lecture, it's an International Women's Day. See, I am very much proud that such a woman, Amrita Devi, was existing in this world, and she was giving so much of, she was having so much of a concern to the wildlife. So I am really proud of pronouncing the word of Amrita Devi, particularly on this Men's Day. Okay, this movement created by her was what's called the Chipko movement. Realizing the significance of a participation by local communities, the Government of India in 1880s introduced the concept of Joint Forest Management, JFM, Joint Forest Management. That is the tribals who are living in a particular area, the local communities who are working in a particular area, by their joint venture, they have to take care of the forest. They have to work closely in joint communities for protecting and managing the forest. So these forests have been given in the hands of the local people, because it is the local people who have to take care of the forest. So nowadays more importance is given to the tribals and the people who are living in a forest area, so that they can have it as a, what is called as a, it can be brought about as a sort of a movement, so that every people will realize the importance of the forest, and then everybody will contribute to the welfare of the forest. When you are doing something to the welfare of the forest, welfare of the plants, that is the welfare that you are doing to the human society. Because I have many times repeated, human beings are depending on the plants. Plants are not depending on the human beings. For millions of years, plants have lived on this earth without a human being. But not even a single day the human society will be able to live on this earth without the plants. So it becomes our imperative duty to take care of the plants and animals as such on the forest. Okay. Now that gives you a very good picture of the different issues that we have in the environment. I think it has come to nearly 3 or 4 lectures. Different issues are there in the environment. All these issues have been discussed in length and breadth, so that it will be able to create an awareness in the youth like you, and then you will be forming a sort of a motive. You will be getting some motive in protecting the environment. Thank you very much.